Okay. Looking at the numbers for today, we have 86 new cases in Korea, 5 in Japan, and 1 in Singapore. And also, we're starting to see cases pop up in Iran, which is very interesting because it's not Asia, right? But somehow someone in Iran got it. And again, Iran, kind of like China, is an authoritarian country. So you got to take those numbers with a grain of salt, right? I mean, it could be much worse in Iran than what they're reporting. I've seen, YouTube videos where people are suggesting that it's already broken out in 3 cities in Iran. I mean, we have, 2 deaths in Iran, and I've seen other reports saying there's been at least 4 deaths in Iran. I mean, that means it's, you know, for someone to die from coronavirus, they have it for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It means they probably knew it was there a couple of weeks ago, but they just didn't report it. And what we're seeing now is limited. So, we'll see how Iran handles that. But this is really the big story here. 86 new cases in Korea. That is just getting ridiculously bad there. We can look at the charts really quick. Yeah, Singapore is, again, only 1 new case, so they've consistently shown cases, but they haven't had the major explosion yet. Japan, they had this big burst here, and then now they're kind of stabilized. But still, if you're consistently showing cases, that means that it's still there. And you just need one super spreader, kind of like what we saw here with Korea. Just one super spreader, and then boom, there you go. It's an epidemic in your country. So we'll see if they can contain it. But Korea is just, and they say this is linked to a woman who went to a church in Daegu, however you say it. But I mean, I doubt all these cases came directly from her. That's a lot of cases. So Daegu, Korea, it's currently the center of the outbreak in Korea, and they're taking measures in that city, suspending public transportation, telling people to stay home. They're starting quarantine procedures. So let's see if they can contain it. That being said, also one more thing I wanted to mention is that there have been rumors. I've seen multiple sources suggest that you can get coronavirus twice, which can be very disturbing because, once you get it, generally, as with most viruses, you're inoculated, right? Your body has produced antibodies to fight that virus, and so you won't get it again. But if you can get it twice, then it just makes it that much more difficult to contain it. And usually the second time around is going to be much worse than the first time around, which means we can see if that is actually happening. We'll soon start to see a significant rise in deaths of coronavirus patients. So we'll need to keep an eye on that. That being said, I just want to talk really quick about what you as an individual or individuals can do to help prevent themselves get coronavirus if it starts to come to their own city. You see a lot of people wearing the face mask, right? One thing people don't understand about the face mask is that doesn't really protect you from getting a virus. It prevents you from spreading the virus if you already have it. Because the number one way you're going to spread a virus is you're going to exhale through coughing or sneezing, or you're going to wipe your nose, right? And then those particles or whatever you put on your hand when you wipe your nose, you're going to touch a surface. You'll cough in your hand. You'll touch a surface. You've just contaminated that surface. Or you'll just cough on a surface, right? You don't want to cough in your hand, so you turn your head and you cough, right? If you cough onto something that people touch on a regular basis, you're spreading the virus. So if you have a face mask, that's going to prevent you from doing that. It protects you to the extent that it prevents you from putting your fingers in your nose. So if you have itchy nose or something, and your hands are contaminated, if you have a face mask, then that's going to block you from doing that. But the thing is, your eyes are still exposed. So if you wear a face mask, you should wear some goggles or even just some glasses at the very least, because glasses will prevent projected particles from entering your eyes, and that'll offer you a degree of protection. But mostly it protects you because it prevents you from touching your eyes. That's a huge spreader for viruses, right? When a virus is present at a certain location and there are a lot of people there, and there are contaminated surfaces that people touch a lot, like doorknobs or armchair handles, that kind of stuff, armrests. What happens is that people are going to touch these contaminated surfaces, and then they're going to end up touching their eyes, or they're rubbing their nose or something, and then they're going to introduce the virus into their body that way. So if you have a face mask and you have glasses or goggles on, that's going to prevent you from touching your face and introducing the virus to yourself that way. So that's a good measure to help you prevent getting coronavirus. However, you can't be complacent, because again, when you get home, you feel like, oh yes, I finally made it home. I'm free. I'm out of the contaminated area. You're gonna take your face mask off and you're gonna rub your eyes and Don't do that. All right? You need some disinfecting wipes at the very least, or some hand sanitizer. So when you get home, you're gonna want to throw away the mask that you were wearing that day, and you want some disinfecting wipes to wipe down the goggles and to wipe your hands, and if you have disinfecting wipes, do a general wipe down of your body and your face, and then go take a shower. And then make sure you wipe down any surface you touched when coming into the house as well. So you walk in, you open that door, you close that door with the door handle. When you disinfect, make sure you disinfect that door handle too, and mop the floor that you walked on, with some sterilizing chemicals. So those are some procedures you can take to help mitigate the chances of you getting a virus if you're in an infected city. So just some things to keep in mind. But mostly, I would say the most effective measure is just staying home. If it breaks out in your city and you have food supplies and you have reserves and you're able to take time off work and you don't have to go out, stay home. Don't self-quarantine to protect others. Self-quarantine to protect yourself. And that would be one of the most effective measures. However, again, you look at Wuhan. How long has it been in Wuhan? How long can people hunker down in their homes? So that's another problem. That's why I've bought like 40 pounds of rice. I'm trying to be ready. I'm trying to be prepared, because you just don't know how long it can last in your city, and how long can you hunker down in your home before you have to go out to get some food or something. So keep your head up, stay alert. Be prepared. I'm not saying you should panic, and people think I'm spreading panic with this video. I'm not, with the videos I've been making. I'm not saying people need to panic. I'm saying you need to be prepared. Because it's better to be prepared and for something not to happen than for something to happen and you not be prepared for it. Because then you're up a creek, right? Oh, and also I've been noticing a lot of people commenting about 24 days, how it's been reported 24 days. And that's a number that makes sense to me. I have read those comments. I haven't mentioned them in the videos, but I have read the comments where people are saying the incubation period is actually 24 days. And to me, that's a more believable number than the 2 weeks that the authorities insist on holding on to. Because we just see so many cases where the 2 weeks number just does not, hold water. Right? It just doesn't measure up. So thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.